Comes out of hiding to be NFL's favorite president. Look what he was caught doing behind Trump's back. You've heard of sore losers before, but have you heard of people being sore losers when they weren't even in the running? That's what America has on its hands with our former president, Barry Obama. Not so recently replaced POTUS can't seem to shake his desire for the limelight for all his and Michelle's talk of being glad to relax and have a normal life. They sure do jockey for their old position a whole lot. Daily Mail reported on their recent movements and how our should-be retired president is spending his time trying to do his old job. The Obamas have been spotted leaving a Greenwich Village private luxury apartment building in New York City to huge cheers from a waiting crowd. Exclusive DailyMail.com video shows Barack and Michelle as they walked out of the expensive gated area in the elite Manhattan neighborhood towards their black armored car on Sunday. It was not clear why the Obamas were at the address in Manhattan on Sunday afternoon. It may not be clear to some people, but if you take the Obamas' actions since leaving the White House and put them in a timeline, it's very clear what they're doing. They're following President Trump around and trying to cash in on all the divided nature of the country. Maybe Obama just got lucky that he left office when the country was so vocal about their problems, or maybe he created the problem himself. Either way, it's a time for him to step back and let the real leader of the free world clean up the mess. Maybe Obama just got lucky that he left office when the country was so vocal about their problems, or maybe he created the problems himself. You think? Either way, it's time for him to step back and let the real leader of the free world clean up the mess. The Obamas have spent the past few days in the Big Apple after Barack was invited to speak at a conference for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Other traitors, globalists. The former president admitted that it was aggravating to see Republicans again try to kill Obamacare, telling an audience Wednesday that they could inflict real human suffering on Americans with their latest bill. The illegals are you talking about? Because the real Americans are suffering. He said that he knew that the Affordable Care Act wasn't perfect, but it was better, he argued. There he is, getting into the limo there. It was aggravating to an outgoing president when someone from the other party replaces them and starts undoing their work, but when they are replaced by someone with a vastly different agenda, it's because the American people wanted something different. I almost said change, but this country has had about all of that we can handle for one lifetime. However, according to Obama's diehard supporters, we can't forget this one huge thing he did. The former POTUS had a great relationship with athletes. The left seems a bit obsessed with what a fanboy Obama was when it came to the rich and famous. Apparently, he was extremely dazzled by the sports figures who graced him with their presence, and that I guess is something we're supposed to look up to. Meanwhile, Barack's presidential photographer continued his campaign of shade throwing at President Donald Trump, this time dropping a photo of Obama and the NBA star playing ball at the White House. President Obama with Steph Curry last year at the White House. Pete Souza captioned the Instagram photo like we're thrilled, like we care. The president was helping Steph with his jump shot release. Souza is taunting Trump about his poor relationship with the basketball player after Curry turned down the Republicans' invitation to the White House, sparking fury. The Golden State Warriors players and coaches were set to make a joint decision as to whether or not they'd visit Trump to celebrate their 2016-2017 NBA championship at this season, when Warriors All-Star and former NBA MVP Curry declared, "I don't want to go." President Trump tweeted in response on Saturday morning, going to the White House is considered a great honor for a championship team. Stephen Curry is hesitating, therefore, invitation is withdrawn. There you have him. You know, when I come to think of it, the Founding Fathers did debate including gotta have great ups in their requirements for president. If that's what it takes to be Americans' favorite president, I suspect that President Trump would decline the honor and just stick with being the one we elected. The job of the president is to look out for the interest of the United States and protect it from all threats. That means threats from the outside like North Korea and Kim Jong-un, and it also means anything that threatens our ability to retain our freedom. If that's not more important to us than someone who can crack jokes with basketball players, we may well be too far gone to fix. During his address in New York on Wednesday, Obama acknowledged that this was just the latest effort to scar his legacy. And so when I see people trying to do the hard-won progress from the 50th or 60th time with bills that would raise costs or reduce coverage or roll back protections for older Americans or people with pre-existing conditions, the cancer survivor, the expecting mom, or the child with autism or asthma, for whom coverage once again would be almost unattainable, it is aggravating, the former president fumed. And all of this being done without any demonstrable economic or actuarial or plain common sense rationale. It frustrates, he added. You think? You know, really? The Congressional Budget Office won't be able to fully score the bill by the time it's expected to hit the Senate floor next week, and it's certainly frustrating to have to mobilize every couple of months to keep our leaders from inflicting real human suffering on our constituents, Obama said. Here's the thing about that. He's not president anymore, so his opinion doesn't matter. Sure, it makes sense that people would want to hear from the guy whose legacy is being shredded by the people whose throats he tried to shove it down. That said, we listened to his lies about health care for years, and then we experienced it, and it was worse than we ever imagined. And now President Trump is going to help us get rid of it so he can go back to his rhetoric if he wants. But we saw what his health care plan got us, and we didn't care for it. The American people who love the Obamas are still flocking to them. But it takes a very short-sighted person to think that those two ever did anything good for this country other than highlighting the corruption of the Democratic Party. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're sick and tired. Everybody always, drooling over this moron who doesn't seem to understand what this country stands for. But we got a pack of morons and a lot of money, a lot of corporations, a lot of big money backing these fools in order to take down America, and then they'd see what the real disaster would look like. Now they're flaunting all this and that, but wait till what they want to put in is going to be detrimental to America, and that's when these idiots are going to wake up. But the problem is that we have to suffer while these idiots help bring the country down. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and again, thank you so much for watching.